Hello everyone, welcome back. And before we solve the question, let me tell you something about the Engineering Services Examination. The ESE conducted by UPSC is one of the toughest engineering examinations in India, and it does not merely test whether you know the definitions or not. It checks whether you can compare the technologies, analyze engineering problems, and suggest the practical engineering solutions. And today's question is an excellent example of that. And notice carefully, the examiner has not asked only about the offshore wind and the onshore wind. The question has two independent parts. Compare the offshore and the onshore wind energy under three aspects: technical, environmental, and economic, and suggest engineering methods to improve the capacity factor and the grid stability. So always remember these things before you answer any question. Okay. Now, suppose I give you two identical wind turbines. One is installed in Rajasthan and another is installed in the Arabian Sea. Okay. So will they generate the same electricity? I know most of you will say yes, but the answer is no. The location changes everything. So today we will understand why. So first, let us define both. First, the onshore wind farm. Wind turbines installed on land, for example, like Rajasthan, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, and the offshore wind farm. Wind turbines installed in oceans or seas, generally several kilometers away from the coastline. For example, like North Sea projects in Europe. Okay. So remember this concept. Power available in wind. This is P equal to half into rho A V Q. Okay, where rho is the air density, A is the swept area, and V is the wind velocity. And notice something interesting. Wind speed is raised to the power of 3. That means if wind speed doubles, power becomes 2Q, that is 8 times larger. So that is exactly why the offshore wind farms are so attractive. Okay. Now, let's compare. For the onshore thing, basically the installation is easier, maintenance easier, roads are available, and wind speed lower than the turbulent. Okay, and there are smaller turbines basically. And if I talk about the offshore thing, then it is very difficult marine installation it has, and maintenance requires ships and trains, and the margin logistics required, and wind speed stronger and steadier, and larger turbines possible. Okay, so onshore turbines are easier to construct because transportation and maintenance are convenient, and however the buildings, hills, and the forests disturb the airflow. So this creates the turbulence, reducing the efficiency. And offshore winds are much smoother, and therefore the turbines rotate more consistently. Okay, but marine conditions introduce corrosion, salt deposition, storms, and the difficult maintenance. So technically, offshore gives better performance but higher engineering challenges. Okay. Now, let's talk about the constraints, environmental constraints. For the onshore thing, the problems include like noise pollution, visual impact, bird and bat collisions, and large land requirement. Okay, and for the offshore wind, the advantages are like no occupation of the agricultural land and less visual disturbance if located far from shore. Okay, and what are the challenges of this? Marine ecosystem disturbance, impact on the fishes, and you can say underwater noise during construction, and the possible interference with fishing activities. Okay. Now, students often think like offshore has no environmental issue. That is incorrect. The environment changes from the terrestrial ecology to the marine ecology. Okay. Now, what are the advantages of the onshore wind? Look, There are several advantages like lower installation cost, lower transmission cost, maintenance is cheaper. And what are the disadvantages? Lower energy generation due to the variable winds. Okay. Now, if I talk about the offshore, then the advantages are like higher annual electricity generation, higher capacity factor. And what are the disadvantages of this? You can say huge installation cost, costly submarine cables, expensive maintenance, and the specialized vessels required. Okay, so therefore, initial investment is high, but electricity generation is also higher. Okay, now you must never confuse this with efficiency, with the capacity factor. Okay, capacity factor is different. Capacity factor, this is actual energy generated by maximum possible energy. Okay. So suppose a 100 megawatt wind farm actually produces energy equivalent to an average of 40 megawatt through the year. So the capacity factor will be 40 by 100. So this is 40%. Okay. Higher capacity factor means the turbine is producing electricity for a greater portion of time, and offshore wind farms generally have higher capacity factors because wind is stronger and more consistent. Okay. Now, the second part, the examiner expects engineering solutions. So this will be like better site selection, larger turbines, advanced control system, accurate wind forecasting, energy storage, hybrid renewable plants. You can say smart grid technology, strong transmission network. Okay, so you can add these points for the um, strategies to improve the capacity factor. Okay. Now, I hope all the points are clear to you. So, see you in the next video with a new question. Bye-bye.